Hello, my name is Chris Malone, and I'll be your instructor for HLA 311, Data Science Applications in Healthcare. This course is being offered through Winona State University and is happening during the summer of 2025. The purpose of this video is to go through the syllabus and to introduce you to the course so that you can get started. Okay, let's go ahead and do that then. So, here's the D2L site for our HLA 311 course. I'm going to use D2L on a somewhat limited basis. I use an external website as well for the delivery of the course content and the submission of your assignments. But D2L will be used for the calendar so that you will know when assignments are due, and also any announcements that I have for the course, I will put those in D2L as well as our other site. So again, due dates will show up on your calendar in D2L and announcements here as well. But as far as the delivery of the course content, that is going to be happening through an external site at statsclass.org. So STATS class.org is where that's happening. I am teaching two classes this summer, HLA 311 and then this other course. Obviously, we're going to be selecting HLA 311. Here's our course website then at statsclass.org. This has kind of the same type of information as any web page would have for teaching. The announcements will be presented here at the very top. So you can see that I have things about getting started with this class, setting up your Stats Class account, things like that will be up here at the top. The second table here is for our course materials. So here is where all of the course materials are going to be presented. This table will just, right now it only has one row in it, because right now I'm just showing you Module 1, Part 1. But when we have Module 1, Part 2, that'll be presented on a second row in this table. And as we go as we go through the course materials, this table will just become longer and longer. For each module/part, there's going to be a set of course notes. These are web pages, not PowerPoint slides. I'll explain why in a minute here. With that web page goes an accompanying video goes along with each of those web pages. And then most of the time, you're either going to have a guided homework assignment or a regular homework assignment that's going to be posted for each of those set of notes as well. So again, this is where our course materials are going to be presented. I have a video archive, which is used to just put all of the videos that I make in one spot. So there'll be a short description for each of the videos posted here. So again, this video archive table will grow as we go through the course content in this course. The bottom part here is just our course syllabus. So let's go ahead and talk about what we have in the course syllabus. So in addition to D2L, an account is going to be necessary at statsclass.org. Now we need an account, or I need an account, so that you can submit your course notes, and also your homework assignments are going to be submitted through StatsClass. I've made a short video to show you how to set up an account at statsclass.org. Now this is separate from your Winona State account that allows you to get into D2L. So you'll have to go through the process of setting up this secondary account. Let's talk about the course notes. A set of interactive course notes have been developed for this course. These course notes are divided into modules and parts. These course notes are going to require you to complete various tasks and/or answer questions that are embedded within those notes. So let me show you what I mean by that. If we come up here to the notes for Module 1, Part 1, here's what they're going to look like. It's going to be a web page here. And there's the content that we will be covering. Again, there's an accompanying video that goes along with all of this content. But then there will be spots where I ask you to fill in some questions. So here's our first example of that. I present some data to you here, and then I ask you two questions that you need to type responses into. How would a record be defined? How many fields are included in this data? And if we go down further, there's more questions that you have to answer. So each of these course web pages, or excuse me, these course notes have these embedded questions within those. You need to complete these questions. Okay, these are worth points in this course. So when you're doing this, you need to have as I said, an account so I know who's actually submitting these answers. Okay, so that's how the course notes are set up, and each module part is going to be set up in a similar way. Once you submit, okay, so after you submit your notes, the answers to those questions or tasks will be provided immediately back to you. So you can do this to check your understanding of the content being covered. So again, once you make a submission of your course notes, my answers to those questions are provided back to you. Use that to check your understanding as you're going through the course material. As I said, most of the modules are going to include either a guided homework assignment or a regular homework assignment. These assignments will be distributed to you via Google Docs, and completed assignments must be saved into your Google Drive, or you can use OneDrive as well. So after completing the assignments, you're going to need to log into your student account at Stats Class and then submit a shareable link to your assignment. So again, just like setting up your accounts or submitting your course notes, there's a video that I made showing you how to submit your homework assignments. So please look or watch those videos before trying to submit your first homework assignment. One of the things about homework assignments that often comes up is the link that you're providing to me must be shareable. So you have to submit a shareable link here. And sometimes students don't always do that, and that means that I cannot see your assignment that you've submitted. So that's one place where watching the video will certainly help you in understanding how to successfully submit your homework assignments. So here's how grades are determined in this course. For each set of course notes, you're going to get 3 points. Okay, so every time you submit your course notes, you're getting 3 points towards your grade. All right, and you just need to attempt to successfully complete those tasks. I'm not grading these for correctness. Okay, if you have no idea what the question is asking, you can literally type, "I have no idea," and you'll get your 3 points. Obviously, I'd like you to attempt to successfully complete those tasks. Okay, but those are not looked at for correctness. If you fail to complete those tasks, you don't get any points for those, for that particular module. The course notes do not have a deadline associated with those. So you can submit your course notes at any time throughout the semester. So after you complete your set of course notes, there's going to be, as I said, either a guided homework assignment or a regular homework assignment for that particular module. Here's how the scoring is done for your guided assignments. You don't get any points if you do not make a reasonable attempt to complete the guided assignment by the due date. If you make a reasonable attempt to sufficiently complete the assignment by the due date, you will be given 4 points. And if you sufficiently complete the assignment by the due date, you will be given 7 points. So again, for your guided homework assignment, I have these 3 stages, either 0, 4, or 7 points that are available for those guided assignments. So if you do your course notes, you're going to get 3 points. And if you successfully complete the guided assignment, you're going to get 7 more points. So a total of 10 points there for your each module. Solutions to the guided assignments are going to be provided to you upon submission. Okay, so as soon as you make a homework submission, I will release the solutions to the guided assignments. You can carefully review these solutions before moving on to the next content to be covered in the course. In fact, I am okay if you go back and correct the solutions, your answers, based on the solutions to that guided assignment. So I am okay with that. You don't have to do that, but you can go back and make some corrections to what you submitted. Okay? The regular homework assignments are going to take more time to complete and are more typical in nature. These are going to be worth about 20 points, so worth somewhat more than the guided assignments. Okay? The solutions to the regular homework assignments are not posted until I have graded your work, or until the due date has passed. Okay, so the difference between the guided assignments is the solutions are given to you right away when you submit. But on the regular homework assignments, the solutions aren't given to you until the due date pass. And you cannot resubmit your regular homework assignments. So again, those are more typical in nature. Here's what the final grading scale looks like. For an A, you need 90% and above. For a B, 80 to 90. C, 70 to 80. D, 60 to 70, and less than 60 earns an F in this course. Here's our learning outcomes here. Students who successfully complete HLA will be able to do these 6 things here. And then I have a PDF version of this syllabus, so that one's a little bit more complete if you need a copy of that for your records. That is available here. Okay, that's what I have for the syllabus and how to get started in this course. We look forward to working with you over the next 8 weeks. If you have questions, obviously you can email me. You can do that to reach out to me. We will have some other things that often come up is, can I work ahead in this class? And the answer to that is no. I usually do a couple of assignments each week, but I'll have work for you to do over all 8 weeks of the semester. So you'll just be given little chunks at a time throughout the 8 weeks that you are required to be in this course. Okay, again, if you have any questions, make sure and reach out. Thank you, and have a good afternoon.